Yo, what's up guys, it's Turner and today we're back with a brand new video and today we're going to be talking about the Paris Legion. Now the Vegas Legion, as you guys can see. So, before we get into the roster, I posted this on my Instagram. There was a lot of love for Clay, which makes sense. Like this is a big move from them in terms of branding. I think Temp has a fan base, but I mean he's definitely, a little bigger in terms of just his branding overall. So I think this was huge for them. Um, but leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Like, if the roster should have been different, if you'd like to see maybe something else. Because I know a lot of people probably like, why this is kind of a random roster. Which I do agree in a sense. I think TJ and Temp though, I think they've kind of liked playing with each other. I think they tried it on the LA Thieves roster. Didn't really work too much. But yeah, so let's go into their team announcement. So this was their announcement from the Vegas Legion. So the roster is Temp, Clay, TJ, and Prolute. Prolute I think is very, very interesting for a number of reasons. But before we get into talking about the roster anymore, we are going to watch their announcement video. So here we go.
You know what they say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Because in the end, whatever goes down, whatever you get up to, your triumphs and transgressions, nobody actually understands what it means except for you. You know what they say.
So now after seeing that, I think the video quality was okay. I just wanted to say that before I got into anything. But I think the roster is solid. One thing I think that I would have liked to see from Paris just overall was maybe not keeping, uh, the whole Vegas. Um, Switch back to the thumbnail. Maybe not keeping the whole Vegas logo. I think it's very kind of just, I don't know, like that's kind of a Paris thing, right? So I don't know why they really decided to keep that. Um, but hey, I mean, whatever they want to do. I also think that this roster, in terms of talent, I think it's a step up. Although with the subs is where my main concern lies. I think the Arrows will perform well. I think Clay's gonna look for a bounce back year, and every time he gets dropped, he comes crazy. Obviously, he got dropped in MW, and he was very good in Cold War. He got dropped off of United. Well, not really dropped, but when the league kind of switched from CDL to CDL, he was not included with Simp in them. So yeah. I also think I mentioned it a little bit before, but I think the TJ Temp dynamic will be good because I think that's people that actually want to team together, which is not something we really saw from Paris a lot. Um, I think it's good to have them sort of together, knowing that they actually want to play together. I think that's a big thing. And yeah, so I've got a little clip from the codleague clips on YouTube. Shout out to them. They provide some pretty good clips and kind of keep up with all the stuff CDL. So we're gonna go ahead and watch that, and this is just Temp talking about TJ Haley.
Tej, no slide cancel, bro. No slide cancel. Terry is a god. Motherfucker just gotta stay down, yo. When I'll be yelling at him, stay down, Tej, stay down. There's no way he doesn't. There's no way he doesn't listen to me, bro. There's no way little Terry doesn't listen to me when I say stay down, stay down, stay down. I got your cross, I got your push. There's no fucking way, dude. Little Terry, dude. Little Terry listens to me, bro. There's no way little Terry just goes rogue, bro. Terry had top damage in the league, bro. He just put as much damage as he was putting down. He was getting hit with that motherfucker. That was the only issue. God damn, motherfucker. Get behind some goddamn cover, my boy.
So yeah, we've kind of seen Temp's opinions on that. I think overall, I think it's a pretty good uh indicator. I also think what he said kind of makes a lot of sense. You think about TJ's best game, it's probably World War II, which is a no slide cancel game, and that's kind of the last time we really saw him perform at a good level. I think if you're looking past World War II, I mean, what BO4, I guess you could say he was pretty good, but he was definitely better in World War II. Kind of a superstar in World War II. And then we kind of got to the slide cancel era, so he hasn't been very as good these past 3 years. I don't really think good at all would really describe it, but yeah. So I think for him, I think it's just about getting back to that form he had in World War II, and him, much like a lot of other players, and I'm going to talk about this a little later with the New York roster in one of my other videos. But I think this is kind of a preview year for TJ, and I think if he doesn't perform here, I don't really see him getting another league spot if he kind of performs the way he has been in the past couple of years. So I think it's huge for him to try and just make sure that he's performing at a high level because I mean, as of the last few years, I think he's been very subpar. I think for Clay, he's kind of a last hurrah roster. Um, but he put out a tweet the other day as well. So I'll put this up on the screen. But basically, he said, last year was insanely challenging. I think I still have what it takes to win a couple more, and I plan on showing it everyone that this year. Excited for the season to begin. Gonna try my best to make it a good one. Um, so I think, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like why he would. If I were him, I probably wouldn't want to go out on the year you had last year. So I agree with him coming back. The roster is kind of questionable. Um, and one thing I know I mentioned it earlier. I kind of have a question, like a big question mark on the subs. Uh, I think it would probably. I think it would have been better to instead of having like maybe a TJ or a Pro Loot, where you kind of already know what you're getting with Pro Loot a bit because he was on Optic last year. Also, just from my experience of seeing him in challengers, I think maybe Johnny, like Johnny that was on Paris last year, might have fit them a bit better. Because I don't think either Tej or Prolute are aggro enough to make that team work. Um, I think the team is going to be really good at search. I think when you have Temp, you have Prolute, and you have TJ, along with Clay, who's been a good S&D player over the years. I think they'll be really good in that game mode. But I'm more worried about the respawn with this team. I don't think unless TJ is playing how he did in World War II that this really works. I think Prolute's more methodical. Obviously we saw that work in World War II when TJ was on the rise, but you also had the two best ARs in the league as well, and I don't really think you have that here. I don't even think you have a case for it, unless Clay comes out and he's in form, which I mean is a very good possibility. But I think in terms of consistency, your ARs aren't as consistent. Obviously, Donnie showed a lot last year, but I'm kind of curious to see how he'll play with teammates that are his teammates last year weren't very good. Obviously the team didn't have much success either. But his stats look good, and I think that's something to look into. But I also think it's kind of a thing where like, how good was he really when his stats were that crazy, but they were still losing every match. Obviously you can say he needed help, whatever. But I think there's a little more to it. Um, I think if you're putting up stats like that, you could single-handedly probably win a couple maps by yourself. Which there's times where he did, but uh, we'll just have to see when it comes into the season. I think overall, I think he's a huge upgrade for Paris. Like the position they kind of been in the first few years of the league. Hopefully, with this Vegas move, they'll be a little more competitive. Because right now, what we've seen is just not competitive at all so far. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like down below. Make sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think of the roster. Tell me what other kind of videos you guys want to see. I want to try to get into a little bit more of reacting videos. I know people tend to enjoy those. I don't know if I'll throw up a webcam, whatever. Maybe I will at some point. But yeah, so just let me know what you guys want to see, and we will get into that. But thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.